Hello! In this video, we are going to take an in-depth look at how to set up and use iPhone Rotor as a shortcut for those of us that use Voiceover. Yes, many folks with a visual impairment, legally blind and dark blind, use Voiceover. A lot of times there are some settings that we need to access quick, fast, and in a hurry. The Rotor does make that possible. Interested? Will you benefit from that kind of information? Watch this video to find out more. How to set up and use iPhone Rotor Shortcut is really pretty simple. It really comes in handy for folks that are visually impaired, legally blind or blind, either one, when it comes to setting up and using Voiceover on an iPhone and an iPad. As we all know, or those of us anyway with a visual impairment that do use Voiceover, Voiceover helps us to navigate the screens and menus and lists on iPhones and iPads. And one of the things that we need to do quite often is adjust speaking rate. Sometimes we want it to be a little bit faster, sometimes we want it to be a little bit slower, just so we can focus a little bit more on what's being said or what Voiceover is actually telling us on the screen. With Voiceover turned on, we'll scroll down and we'll find the Rotor settings, and we'll show you how to set that up for different shortcuts to accessibility features that people with a visual impairment use. First off, we probably ought to cover how to access the Rotor. Now, there's basically three different gesture types that they all do the same thing, but they're a little bit different as the way they go about it. And to activate Rotor, Voiceover needs to be turned on. And with Rotor, Voiceover turned on, to use the Rotor, there's a couple different methods. One that I like to use is I'll hold the iPhone or my iPad in one hand, and then I'll make a C with my thumb and forefinger on my right hand, touch the screen, and turn it like I am trying to loosen or tighten the cap on a water bottle.
Language, headings, edit, headings, language, default hints, on, characters.
Which is pretty simple for me. Another way that I have seen people use it is they use like the fingers, walking on the screen. Basically, you have one finger go up, the other finger go down.
Hints, on, language, default, headings.
Which is the second popular way. Another way, especially on your iPads and the larger phones, like this is the XS Max, folks with small hands might find that they can hold it in each hand and use thumbs.
Language, default, hints, on. Screen time, button. Focus, button, headings, edit, words.
And just simply touch the screen with both fingers and then slide each one in opposing directions to go clockwise, counterclockwise, up a list, down a list, so on. So how about we get into where you find that at and how to set up the different list of items that you can use. So with Voiceover turned on, our gestures are a bit different than with Voiceover turned off. I'm just basically going to take one finger, I'm going to touch the screen.
Focus, button.
It tells me I'm on focus, so let's go up here and see what heading we're under.
Search field. Focus, button. Screen time, button. General, button.
Okay, so we're in settings. Basically what I did is I went to the home screen, tapped on the settings icon, and it opened up settings. So we're going to scroll down until we find accessibility. One finger from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen is going to move down the list.
Control center, display brightness, home screen, accessibility, button.
As Voiceover announces accessibility, it's selected, so I can take one finger, double tap on the screen anywhere, and it will open the accessibility folder.
Accessibility features help you customize your iPhone for your individual needs.
And Voiceover reads what accessibility settings are basically all about. We're going to go down to Voiceover,
Vision. Heading. Voiceover. On. Button.
We're going to open up the Voiceover folder.
Voiceover. On.
And now
Double
we're going
tap
to,
toggle setting.
as soon as the VoiceOver stops talking, we're going to use the same gesture, one finger swipe from left to right side of the screen.
Voiceover speaks items on. Tap once to select. Double tap to activate. Learn more. Voiceover practice. Speaking rate. Speaking rate. Speech. Button. Braille. Button. Voiceover recognition. Verbosity. Button. Audio. Button. Commands. Button. Activities. Rotor. Button.
Until we hear Rotor. Again, VoiceOver has announced the Rotor folder is selected. So to activate that, we're going to one finger double tap on the screen.
Selected. Words. Actions available.
And this opens the menu to all the different apps that we can put into the Rotor. So when we access the Rotor via one of the methods we talked about earlier, we can run through that list. And as you can see or soon hear on the list,
selected. Words. Rotor. Heading. Selected. Words. Reorder words. Button. Lines. Reorder lines. Selected. Characters. Reorder characters.
When we swipe down, it selects each one of these headings. And for those of us that can see, these top 3 settings are what I have in the Rotor currently. And that's indicated by the blue check mark to the left-hand side of each one of these line items. Then on the far right-hand side of that line item is the feature to move it up or down, to change the order in which it appears on the list of menu items that are associated with, connected to, and activated for the Rotor. To move those up and down, basically all you have to do is touch this.
Double tap and hold. Wait for the sound. Then drag to rearrange. Actions available.
And listen and follow the directions on the screen. And that's all there is to reordering the items that you selected. And you can go through this list here.
Text selection. Rows 6 to 13 of 46. Rows 12 to 20 of 46. Rows 19 to 26 of 46. Rows 25 to 33 of 46. Rows 31 to 38 of 46. Activities. Rows 35 to 41 of 46.
And basically I am selecting a page with one finger, touch.
Screen recognition.
And then I'm
Actions
taking
available.
3 fingers and swiping up the page.
Rows 37 to 44 of 46. Rows 40 to 46 of 46.
That's how we scroll up and down the pages, one page at a time. And this will be a bit different. It depends on how you have your text size set. As you see, I've got my text size set pretty large, so that's why it's taking up more of the screen. And if you want to learn more about text size and bold text, which I have bold text turned on as well, check out the video that we did on advanced and basic VoiceOver settings, and I'll put a link to that in the end card and in the description below. But go in, set up Rotor, select the functions that you want, and it works as a really good shortcut key to going into and making adjustments to commonly used settings that we use with VoiceOver. Now, one word of caution, and I have found this to be true. I had languages activated, and I selected different languages for different spoken content. And by that, what I mean is I selected a different voice for French, and a different voice for Spanish, and a couple of different voices for English. However, what I discovered was carrying my phone around in my pocket, sometimes the Rotor would get turned on just because I'd stick my hand in my pocket or whatnot and brush it the wrong way, and it would select a different language. So then when I would go to pick up my phone and check a text message or an email, it would speak with the selected voice and language, which, hey, if you're multilingual, that may be a lot of fun, especially for those, folks that are out there that speak French or speak Spanish fluently, and There are some crowds they get into that they just don't want to listen to what, communicating back and forth with, and, you can kind of play around with it that way. Hope that makes sense. Therein ends the how to set up and how to use iPhone Rotor as a shortcut with VoiceOver. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you got some benefit out of this. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up. Make sure you check out the subscribe button. You always have the option to subscribe if you haven't already. Check your notifications. Make sure you set notifications. Maybe ring that bell so you get made aware of any time we upload a new video or we got a conversation going in the comments section. Thanks again. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you very much. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.